You're listening to the MedSpa Marketing Podcast by Scale 77, your go-to show for med spa owners, medical aesthetics, and elective wellness entrepreneurs. Each week, we dive into powerful marketing strategies, proven growth tactics, and the secrets to attracting more clients, all while keeping you ahead of the latest industry trends. Join us as we uncover insights from top industry leaders to help you boost revenue, enhance patient experience, and master the art of marketing your med spa. Hosted by Jonathon Parker. With years of experience helping med spas grow, Jonathon has supported countless clinics and providers, working with respected brands and elite industry thought leaders. If you're ready to scale your business and stand out in the aesthetics industry, this is your podcast. Here's your host, Jonathon Parker.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jonathon Parker. I'm the co-founder of Scale 77. What we are is a med spa growth agency. We work with clinics doing over $50,000 a month or more and help them put the right systems in place to grow their med spa to just extreme lengths. This is my first episode after the 6-part series on our channel. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure to go back and watch this 6-part series, episode 0 all the way through 6, to really see all the systems you can put in place to get your med spa to 6 or 7 figures a year if that's where you're trying to be. And after I posted that series, I got lots of great feedback from you guys. And one of the main things I was seeing was people asking how to make sure that the marketing agency they're already working with is doing the right things that they promised. Or if they are going to work with a marketing agency soon, how to vet them and ask them all these questions and make sure that they're doing the right things to grow your business and not like pulling a quick one on you or tricking you. And these principles can also be implemented if you want to do this yourself. It's just great to know if you're running your own ads. It's overall good advice. If you are working with an agency, just know not everyone out there is actually there to help you. A lot of them just churn and burn clinics every single day and just get them locked in on a month and then move on to the next one. And they have just the best salespeople out there. So if this video helps you out, be sure to send it to one of your med spa owner friends as well. And let me know down below what else I can cover later. So first, what these med spas will do is they'll overpromise you. They said they'll get you 60 leads on month 1. They say that everyone that they bring to you is going to buy a package. They say that they have this expert AI bot that will follow up and close everyone. It's on this crazy third-party software. You've never seen anything like it. And then another thing they like to do is give you these 30-day money-back guarantees. And why most people are giving 30-day money-back guarantees or lead guarantees is because they can't stomach giving you a 90-day money-back guarantee. When you're running these ads, it takes more than 30 days. If you could get this all figured out in 30 days, no one would ever need a marketing agency. It takes vigorous testing every single day, looking at all the numbers, testing different angles, and just all sorts of things in the ad account. And it's a lot of work. So whenever people are offering you a 30-day money-back guarantee, it just doesn't make any sense. It's impossible to get these results in 30 days or any crazy results. So you can get 60 leads a month for sure. But at that time, in the first month, it's just not going to be the quality leads you're looking for. And AI bots, follow-up bots, they're great. We will run those sometimes overnight whenever our team's sleeping just to keep people somewhat warm. But they're not there yet where you can fully depend on them. So after these people give you these crazy promises, what they're actually going to end up doing is just getting those copy and paste Facebook ads. I know you've all seen them, where it's just a random post with the text that doesn't make sense with the cheapest package you've ever even seen. You're wondering how these other med spas are making money selling these packages for these prices. And they'll just run those across all of their accounts and tell you that they're giving you these great custom videos. And the people that those advertisement brings to your clinic, they're never going to buy packages. They're not going to refer their friends. It's just not worth your time. If you were to sell some $60 package to 10 people, it would just be more worth it for you to sell one $600 package and save you the 9 hours of work. And then what they also like to tag along with that is those Facebook instant forms. And what those instant forms are is whenever you click an ad that you're interested, you can either send someone to your website or to this little form on Facebook where all it does is ask for their name, email, and phone number. And they usually opt in for these forms because they don't need to know much about your website or anything, and they can just get this set up in a few minutes. And what those forms do on Facebook is they bring a lot more leads, but they're super low quality leads. And if you're the one responsible for calling these people, you're going to waste hours every single week calling these leads that aren't going to answer, or they aren't going to remember signing up, or are really just looking for a super good discount. And on top of that, Facebook also has tons of bots there. So what we call this is friction. So whenever they click your ad and then all they see is a lead form, that is the lowest level of friction that you can get. So whenever you combine just that copy and paste text ad with a really cheap discount with a lead form with no friction. You're just getting people that forget they signed up. It turns you into a discount clinic. People don't understand that whenever customers see these ads over and over again, it's like a billboard. They see these ads every day because it's not always the first time they see it where they convert. So if they see you running just these cheap discounts over and over again, over time in their mind, you're going to be seen as a discount clinic. And then Joe Schmo up the road is going to look luxury. So you're really just hurting your brand the longer you let these run on, and you need to fix it. So the next part after that, typically they have the ad, the person clicks, form, they fill it out, and then the follow-up. What they'll do is have these super generic follow-up messages that's just a copy and paste. They'll send one or two. It's like, hey, I got your information. When do you like to book in? And then they end it there, which is better than nothing, I guess. But this is where 40-50% of the deals happen. There's a lot of selling that can go on in the follow-up after they click the ad. I mean, they were interested, right? So what we set up for our people is we make sure that this is where you're selling and you're digging in and you're getting their pain points, and you're not selling them anything crazy. You're helping them figure out what they want. So whenever you put all that together, what that means for you is the leads never answer the phone whenever you call them, waste hours of your time. Anyone who does show up is just really not an ideal client. It's just not who you're looking for, and you could be getting better. There's hundreds of millions of users on Facebook. I promise you, your ideal client is on there. And a lot of times I'll talk to these med spa owners who kind of start lying to themselves, like, no, this is fine. I like these patients. They keep me afloat. But the thing is, we're not looking to stay afloat here. We all start these businesses to make so much money that we can all go to Puerto Rico and drink margaritas on the beach all day, not to just float by. You're also positioned as a discount clinic in your town after you're running these for so long. And then what the agencies like to do is give you these other guarantees where they'll pay for your ad spend next month if the first one doesn't work well. And what really happens is you give them $3,000 month one. Next month, they're going to spend $1,500 to cover their guarantee. Still not going to get you clients, and then you're never going to hear from them again. They made $1,500, you lost $3,000, and you lost a month of your time, 2 months of your time. And then you're just right back where you started before, less money and less time. So now we'll get into the right way to do things. And again, just vet out these agencies that you're working with. Ask them these questions in the consults. Make sure they're doing all this, and make sure after you work with them, you know how to double check and find these things and make sure they're doing what they promised you. Or you can do this yourself. If you want to run your ads, these are just good principles to follow. You want to make sure that you're running custom video ads for your clinic. We used to see much better results with text ads back before Facebook was so developed. But now these video ads where if you have some of your nurses in the videos to build up reputation so people see them and then they come in from the advertisement, it just builds trust right away. It just improves your conversion rates. People just like them more. It's like a commercial on TV. Anytime you see a static image on TV, it's not going to catch your attention as well. Before and afters do work. Being in the med spa industry, that is one of your biggest advantages, is before and afters are so compelling on advertising. But you just want to combine that with a video as well. Just give yourself every advantage you can. And then whenever you also can put patients in these advertisements and testimonials, they just convert incredibly strong. So whenever you pair that with being the only person in your area with these ads, while you let the rest of your competitors drown with those photo ads, it just puts you on top and it builds you out as the authority in your area. And with that on Facebook, you can add custom targeting. When you dig into the settings, you could figure this out with a quick Google, where you just make sure that you're targeting people in a certain income range that you're looking for. All those other clinics, they won't do that because people in these income ranges are looking for these higher end treatments and packages. They're not going to click a $40 or $50 ad, and they're not confident on their selling abilities. So you want to make sure that you're getting these people that are earning above $80,000 a year, and you're selling them these $250 upfront packages and selling them the $3,000 packages on the back end. It's just way more worth your time and money. And then once you get the ads in, they click it. You want to make sure that you're filtering out anyone that got by that you're not really looking for. And you can do that with landing pages. Calling back to the friction that we're speaking of earlier. So low friction is just right whenever you have the lead form. And then, so the highest level of friction would be having a landing page with all these qualifying questions, getting people's credit score, getting their medical complications they may have, just to make them 100% sure they want to go through with this. And everyone's different. Friction's like a spectrum, and you want to find the perfect spot for you. So you also want a custom landing page for each treatment that you're offering. The last thing you want to do is send these people to your homepage after you got their attention with a certain specific treatment offer on Facebook. If you send them to just your homepage, they're going to be confused, and so many people are going to fall off and just click back to Facebook and never book in. So if you're running multiple treatments, make sure you get a landing page set up for each one and make it very, very clear what they're supposed to do. Just have a claim your offer, get their name, number, email, and then some qualifying questions like, are you prepared to do 3 treatments? Do you understand it takes several treatments to see results? Just you can test around with things like that. So once you capture the information on the landing page, the most important part, this will double your business if you're not already doing it, is calling these people right away. Even if they book in or if they don't, but you get their information, you should call them within 1 to 5 minutes and make sure that they're fit. If they already booked, call them and just ask them all these questions anyways and get them excited to come in. It'll bump up your show rates anyways. If they filled out the form and they didn't book, which is very, very typical, you have to call them within 1 minute while they're still fresh. If you wait over 10 minutes, you'll probably never hear from most of them again, or some of them will forget they even booked in. So if that's too much for you to do, make sure your front desk is doing it. Or what we do for all of our clinics we work with is we get them set up with our custom call center that we built out. So you could do one of those as well. Just make sure these phone calls are going out. Texts aren't enough. And then whenever you combine all that, every lead you're getting in from your ad spend is just super qualified, and they're going to buy way more packages. And then on top of that, after you get all of that done, we get into the lead nurturing and the follow-up. So after you call them, after you get them booked in, make sure that you just keep texting them, reminding them that you're excited to see them. And if you call them and they weren't able to get booked in, make sure you call them every single day for the next little while. I have this MIT study that shows that people are way more likely to pick up their phone on the 10th time you call them instead of the first. And make sure you follow all the guidelines and don't spam these people and look desperate. But if you do 1 or 2 calls a day on your list, you'll capture way more leads. And what that brings you is just realistic results. You're not going to change your business completely overnight. If it was that easy, everyone would do it and this wouldn't work at all. The goal is really to achieve a profit in the first 30 days that you're running your ads or your agency's running the ads, just so you can learn. We call the first 30 days really the learning period. You need to be constantly testing and learning what works best for you, because everyone's area is a little different. It depends on the competition. It depends on the weather. It depends just where you are overall. And you need to test the first 30 days. Make sure you're testing different angles, different types of offers, all sorts of things. So it's typical to break even on the first 30 days. And then in the next 30 and then the 30 after that, month 2 and 3 is really where the magic starts to happen with these advertising. And the results just compound over time in your market, and the scaling takes place down the road. So some realistic results that you could expect on your first month running these ads is about a cost per lead around $14, a booking rate around 20%. So that means out of everyone that filled out your form, about 20% of those people will end up on your calendar. And we're typically seeing a show rate around 80% with our clinics because we do require them to pay a deposit. So if your show rate is lacking, you can just make sure you focus more on your follow-up or on requiring deposits. And then a close rate of 90%. So once they show up to your building, the amount of people that actually buy that first package, which we see a really high percent at around 90 because we qualify them with the landing page and with the follow-up and the phone consult, making sure they're medically qualified, making sure that they can afford it and everything like that. And then after that, we see around 30% of people buying your back-end offer, buying the package, which varies from $1,000 to $3,000. So an example of that, easy to digest, is let's say you're spending $50 a day on Facebook ads, which would be $1,500 a month. At $14 cost per lead, that'd bring you around 107 leads, 80% show up, or 20% book in, that's 30 bookings roughly, 80% show rate. So people actually in your door that buy is going to be around 27. And this is typically a $200, $300, $400 treatment. Depends what you got going on. It'll vary a little bit. And then out of that, you could typically see around 8 people buying a package. So like I said, this isn't going to change your life overnight. It's a good month 1 on the spending, but this is really where you like to test and see what can do better. And then once you have that figured out, you can get to 60 or 100 appointments a month by upping your ad spend. It's just really important to make sure that you understand what realistic results look like and don't get jaded by these marketing agencies doing whatever they can to sell you these crazy promises that they always find a way to wiggle around and squeeze out of. And if you're more of a visual learner, we do have this in our free marketing playbook over at scale77.com/playbook. And also, if you want to see how this would look in your business, I can hop on an hour-long strategy call, dig into your specifics of your business, see what can be improved, or see what your marketing agency is already doing and help you out. And if it would make more sense for us to work with you instead, we can go ahead and do that as well. If not, no pressure. I'd love just to help you out anyways. But yeah, it's been Jonathon Parker. Thank you for listening. Make sure to message down below anything else you'd like me to cover in future podcast episodes. Thanks.